Happy Tuesday to each and every single gear watching this. We finally got some news on the future of Gears with the brand new Gears of War E-Day reveal trailer shown near the end of the Xbox Game Showcase that aired on Sunday evening. If you haven't seen that trailer yet, I will leave it to run just one more time. If you have seen it, jump ahead to the timestamp on screen now. So now it's time to break down every little detail I have seen in the trailer, and there are some lovely little tidbits to go over. The first thing that gives this trailer away as being a Gears of War game was the distinctive cog symbol on the emergency broadcast on top of that vibrant blue background. There is some text to go alongside it saying Kelowna District. I'm not the biggest lore nut, but I would say I know a fair bit. However, I cannot remember anywhere called Kelowna being mentioned before. If anyone knows for definite where this trailer roughly takes place, then be sure to let us know in the comments below. Next, we see Marcus being thrown through a wall by a locust drone, which, if this is Emergence Day, the moment everything kicks off for the Locust War, this should be the very first locust that Marcus has had to come up against. Our main protagonist obviously looks much younger, being 14 years younger than his original Gears of War model. Also, I just want to point out how vicious and inhuman the locust drone looks. I am here for that horror element. They are definitely looking otherworldly, but still having some humanoid elements and showing their tough, pale exterior. The use of shadows in this fight scene is amazing as well. When Marcus gets thrown over the couch, the next thing is easy to miss, so let's slow this down. There is a Coal Train flashball figurine next to the TV, and I've already seen speculation that this is confirmation of the Coal Train being in the game. At this point in the timeline, Cole is already a very well established flashball legend, and one of the books does mention that he signs up with the COG after Emergence Day. I hope we definitely see at least a cameo from some of our beloved characters. Moving forward some more, Marcus finally gets hold of his Retro Lancer, and this shot is simply amazing, really pumping up the deadliness of a single drone, able to lift a gear in full armour, pinning Marcus against the ceiling. The ferocity of these enemies has been taken to 11, and it's nice to see how deadly the Locusts really are. There was an article released alongside this trailer detailing how the Coalition really wants to bring the horror and strength back to the drone, since they have been downplayed into mere cannon fodder as the story has progressed. which I kinda have to agree with. As the duel continues, with the bayonet of the Retro being plunged into the wall, Marcus then creates some distance between him and his enemy, unhooking the blade from the Retro. It happens really quickly in the trailer, but he then rattles off some shots into the drone, finally putting it down. This may just be purely cinematic, but if we can get some gameplay element that could implement this, I am here for it. The next shot shows the ground shaking and cracking before giving way completely, and the expression on our hero's face says it all while he hangs from a pipe. Just pure horror as the earth swallows the building, leaving nothing behind. Marcus is grabbed at the last minute as the pipe gives way. The camera pans up, revealing another familiar face, with Dom handing back Marcus his iconic bandana, and not a single word is spoken between them. But this scene tells us so much as this iconic duo overlook the destruction of this Kelowna district. Let's slow the trailer down here once more. There are a few things to point out. This cityscape looks completely different from the destroyed beauty of Gears games past, vastly scaling up the horror element of the Locust Horde. If you look closely around, you can see several corpses climbing buildings, some enemies that I think are boomers near the bottom of the screen, before cutting away to the title of this new installment, Gears of War E-Day. Now, with the trailer being broken down somewhat, I am incredibly ecstatic that we have some official news on the future of Gears of War. Emphasis on the of war part there. Series. Taking the series back to its roots against a well-established enemy faction, but in a time period that has been left unexplored, and it looks to be taking the graphical elements, storytelling, and horror of the series to a whole new level. I cannot wait for this title. Since this game will take place 14 years before the original, don't expect to see some of your favourite characters from later games, such as Dizzy or Baird, since both of these characters signed up after Emergence Day. I can imagine the Coalition will want to keep the cast of this game fairly small, but some characters will need to be introduced to up the stakes a little, as Dom and Marcus survived quite late into the Locust War, so we already know their outcomes from this game before it's released. Will we finally see the fourth Carmine brother that was never introduced in the original trilogy? Everything is speculation at this point. Some definitive things about this game will be the weapons and enemies we should expect to see. The Krill should definitely be making a return, but enemies like the Cantus and Bloodmount, I'm not expecting to see these turn up. It's obvious that the Locust drone is supposed to be exaggerated in the trailer, so maybe this first wave of Locust will be somewhat battle hardened and tougher to kill due to their previous war efforts against the Lambent Underground. The race of Sarah will also have no idea what they're up against, and this makes this enemy all the more deadly. Boomers will be absolute Goliaths and require a full squad to defeat even a single one, ramping up that horror element as these huge enemies take severe punishment. In terms of the weapons we should expect to see, anything found in the original Gears of War except the Lancer would be a safe bet. I am happy to see additional weapons and enemies, so long as they are fitting with the general aesthetic of the art style and canon of the series. But this is just my speculation. What would you guys like to see from this new installment in the Gears of War series? As I said previously, I am super excited to finally have confirmation for this beloved series, and I hate to end it on a moot point of sorts. The Coalition absolutely 1000% needs to release this title in the best state possible on its release date. Anything less, or even something similar to Gears 5, will not be acceptable. I am hoping we hear some more news on this game throughout the rest of the year. I will take any little drip-fed bit of information from the Coalition or Xbox, and continue to speculate and hype up the community for what I will predict to be a release date of late 2025 or sometime in 2026. I will work on improving the channel once more, increasing my social media presence, and above all, bringing you guys the best Gears of War information available. So, as always Gears, take it easy, and I will catch you in the next one.